What's up, good people? It's your boy, Bro Troy. We got A. Ruth Proctor and Chief of Police Estella Patterson right here at the Raleigh Youth Summit. We are excited about today, but we wanted to get some words from her. So, Chief, how you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm feeling encouraged.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first word that comes to my mind because here it is, we just had a hurricane.
Yeah.
Came through our city yesterday, and the day afterwards, we have over 80 kids that have shown up because they want to be empowered, they want to learn. I'm excited, I'm very full.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know you're excited, we're excited, and this is your first one, I believe, right? Your first youth summit that you're here encouraging, empowering, and educating our youth, man. So we're excited about that, E3. What do you look forward to?
Yeah, so I want our young people to take away today that they have something in them that can be shared with the world, right? We want them to be themselves, and we want them to be authentic, but we want them to feel empowered. That when they leave here today, they take away some good nuggets, lead them in life. Yeah. Whatever they decide they want to do in life, this will go with them. I've been kind of sitting in on some of the sessions, listening to different speakers, really talk about empowering our youth, and I think that's what they need more.
Indeed.
It's Cornelius from the Breakout Show, and we're filming live from the Raleigh Youth Summit. We're here with Kenley Fuller. Kenley, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Tell people what your role was with putting together the Youth Summit.
Okay, yeah. So me and Raleigh Police Department, we decided we were going to get together, get a bunch of youth, and we were going to figure out how can we reach the community? How can we give back to kids in the Southeast Raleigh, all over Raleigh? So my role was, me and my colleagues, we got together, brainstormed everything from the shirts, the lanyards, the booklets that you see walking around with people. We designed all of that, the logo, the slogan, "We Hear You." We pretty much got together, designed all of that. We put the venue together, we housed it, food, all of that.
So tell me, what can the kids really gain from the experience today at the summit?
Connections, man. Connections. Simple as that. You see all these people walking around and you're just like, oh, what do you do for work? I mean, like I said, most of these guys here and these men and women here today are law enforcement, but just walking around, talking to people, connections, you can maybe potentially set up a career for yourself or even win an iPad today or an Apple Watch, you know? That's what we're here for.
Awesome. So thank you. Appreciate you, what you're doing to encourage the youth.
Of course, thank you. Glad to be here.
This is A. Ruth Proctor here with the Proctor Report. How you doing today?
I'm good.
Okay, so look, how did you hear about this event?
So basically, my mom, she used to do events here with like beyond basketball and all that stuff. So she's on the website. She just heard about it, so we just came here today.
I love it. I love it. And so, what are you looking to, get from this event?
I'm looking to explore more like career opportunities, like for the future, like careers, educational opportunities, and stuff like that.
I love it. I love it.
What's up, good people? It's your boy, Bro Troy. We got the man, the myth, the legend. This guy right here was actually on the first episode of the Breakout Show when we were on Zoom. Before we had any of the in-person shows and everything, he stepped up to the plate to say, hey man, I believe in what you guys are doing. I see what you're doing. And here we are 3 years later at the Raleigh Youth Summit. Delon, what's good, bro? How you feeling?
Feeling great, Troy.
Good, man. For the people that may not know, clearly we know each other, man, but tell them, man, what is it that you do? I mean, outside of being an awesome guy and a servant leader, what is it that you do?
Honestly, my main goal, my main mission is simply just to reach. I am a reacher. That is my job description.
I love it, man. There's so much just in that all by itself. Well, what are we reaching for here at the Raleigh Youth Summit? Like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? And how are you impacting the youth?
Well, today my mission is simply just to keep the connection strong. Want to really get an opportunity just to hang and connect with the youth and just really inspire them to keep their connection strong as it relates to connecting with community leaders, and just the different individuals who gathered today, because there was so much wisdom, so many folks who had so much to pour back in, and really wanted to just encourage them to really absorb and learn from all the influence that was around them.
Yeah, I love it. What you do is so dynamic in the community. That's how I met you, with loving on the babies, like really empowering them and encouraging them. and educating them. So what is it that you want them to walk away with when they come out of your session, out of that 45 minutes, out of the words that you spoke to them? What do you want them to walk away with?
Man, the biggest lesson that they can walk away with is that the greatness that I see in them it's there. Often when we think about greatness, there's this connotation that it's exclusive to what they may see on TV, but they need to know that greatness, it's on the inside of them, and that they already have it.
Yeah.
It's not exclusive to your Kobe's, to your Mikes, to your Stephs. No,
Yeah.
they have it. It's on the inside of them. It's just time for them to either have it extracted or know how it can be extracted. And the folks that have gathered here today all have the wisdom and the tidbits and the nuggets on how to get it out. So just to let them know, I see greatness on the inside of them. In case nobody reminded them, it's there. I see it. Let's get it out.
Straight like that. You heard it. What can the adults, what can those that are considered adults, those that are caregivers, those that are reachers, just like yourself, what can we do to amplify the voices of youth and continue the message that's left here today?
I think the biggest thing is to continue to provide platforms so that we can have an audience where we can hear them more. Often it's a linear conversation where we're constantly sending the message, sending the message, and we got to stop sending it, and we have to provide the platform just to hear. If we could hear more, we can then go back and figure out a strategy to respond to what we're hearing, rather than just sending what we think is best. Times have changed. It's a whole new sauce out here right now. Often we ain't really got the flavor for it. So let's really listen a little bit more and then come back to the table with solutions, rather than coming with prefabricated solutions that we haven't really identified a strategy for.
I love it, love it. Grandma said 2 ears, 1 mouth.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah, I love it. I wonder if that still applies to serving our youth.
Absolutely. I think we need to.
It's your boy, Bro Troy, my man DeLon. We're right here at the Raleigh Youth Summit. Till the next time.
And we are interviewing Thaddeus Brown from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Now, Thaddeus, you brought several youth with you. You brought a whole group with you. Why was it important to bring some of your youth from Fayetteville down to Raleigh for the Youth Summit?
Well, you know, this day and age, we like to keep the youth involved, help them to learn things that we didn't have a chance to learn when we were younger. So we can get them ahead by any means necessary, educated, empowered, and encouraged. That's all we can do. And the more youth we bring down, they'll go back and tell other youth. So the more the merrier.
So far, what have you thought about the experience sitting? You've been all over the building, in the rooms. How's the energy?
Oh, I love the energy. The way it's like, the more energy you have, the youth are drawn to the energy. So that's from listening to music, dancing, or whatever. You bring the energy, they'll come, and the energy is great. Everyone is so involved, and then they get the youth involved with what's going on. Active learning is the best learning.
So we love that as a parent and as a mentor, you're actually... It's Cornelius with the Broco Show, and we're live at the Raleigh Youth Summit. We are actually here with our keynote speaker, Lenny Walls, who is a former Boston College Eagle. He is a former NFL cornerback, and actually one of the... I think he was the tallest... The tallest ever. So, Lenny, thank you for being here, number one, but what did you speak about today?
Today I really spoke about obviously my story and the struggles that I had to overcome with having parents that sold drugs back home in the Bay Area. But most importantly, I just wanted to educate them on the power of the mind and how you can build your belief system through certain daily activities. That was my main focus.
So after your playing career, you switched into personal development.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why that was important?
It was huge for me, man, because as ball players, I started playing football when I was 7, retired at 31. Sometimes that's all we know. And a lot of the times it's hard for us making that transition. And so I was fortunate enough to have mentors in my life who helped me with that transition. I was able to start 4 different companies and then also my nonprofit organization, which I've had since 2012, providing sports programs and mentorship to the youth back home in my community now. And so, it was huge for me to be able to come in here and speak, and I'm honored to be here. Looking forward to more collaborations, hopefully.
Yeah, really exciting. So I heard you speak. And you spoke about 5 things. Can you just share maybe one of those?
The 5 leads?
Yeah.
Man, the 5 leads was something a mentor shared with me maybe about 6 years ago. And it really just embodies, having balance in certain areas of your life. Obviously, spiritually would be one. Emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially. I think if you can have those 5 areas covered. Particularly, a lot of times I like to talk about finances because it's not something that's often taught in formal education. And we live in a day and age right now where you can truly go out there and make some significant income if you have the right game plan strategy.
So Lenny, we want to thank you for being a part of the Raleigh Youth Summit. Thank you for all the work you do in the community.
Thank you guys.
I got my man Maurice Watkins. We just finished the first breakout session. How you feeling, Maurice?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Good. Maurice, tell us, man, what school do you go to?
I go to Vernon Malone College and Career Academy.
Oh, that was a mouthful, brother. What's next for you, man? What are you looking to do after school?
I'm trying to go to college. I'm trying to build a video game empire. I'm
Yeah.
trying to make money. I'm trying to get bread by playing games and making games. That's my specialty right there.
Indeed, indeed. So we just finished the first breakout session, Maurice. What'd you learn, man? What'd you think about it? What did you take away from that to really to talk about encouraging, educating, and empowering?
I feel like the first step that we took away from it is encouraging ourselves and believing in ourselves. Because when we believe in it ourselves, we don't need anybody else. Because we know what we're going to do.
Indeed, indeed. So I'm curious, now that you've got that first taste, we're getting ready to go into the second breakout session, man. What's your expectation?
Hey, I'm planning to have a good time, learn something, take away something, and motivate me to do better.
We talked about school, man. What school do you want to go to, and what do you want to do there?
I want to go to NC State. I'm trying to get into computer science, maybe something about computers, because I feel like I know a lot about video games, but I need to know a lot more about like how to make them, what to do on the computers, how to fix computers if they go down.
Yeah. Well, you heard it right here, bro, Troy, at the Raleigh Youth Summit here at John Chavis Memorial Park. Stay tuned for more.
I'm here with Jarrell, and he just won an Xbox, okay? So how do you feel?
I feel good. First time being here. I'm surprised I even won it. So that feels good.
Yes, you deserve it. And I'm so happy to be able to see, you guys, and young males and females, be in the building and to be learning and be educated and be enlightened, but also be able to win stuff. So what does this event mean to you?
I'm not completely sure yet, I guess.
I love it. You're going to tell us at the end, though.
Right, I'm going to figure it out as I go through. I'm assuming I'm here, learning something.
Yes.
So I guess at the end of the day, I'll figure it out.
I love
whatever
it.
I learn.
I love it. Here with the Proctor Report, Rocco.
We have one of the presenters here who I just saw have an amazing, powerful workshop. This is Q Derek Covington out of Fayetteville. How we doing?
I'm well, super excited to be here. I'm loving the energy, the passion. So we on and popping, man.
Tell me a little bit about why you feel like it's important to be a part of the summit.
Yeah, for sure. So growing up, I grew up extremely poor. As a juvenile, I had 9 felony charges. My dad was an absentee father in the streets, and my mother really took everything that she had to really pour into me and make sure that I got connected with people that's here, really that community base and that community focus. And so when the opportunity came, man, I had to jump on it to come and really share my passion, my life story, to really inspire the next generation.
So I love that. I love you bringing us into your life. I appreciate that. Your session, the passion, where does that come from, man?
Man, it comes from getting it out the mud. Like from really understanding like, hey, I was poor, right? And to be 30 now, to be a chief diversity officer, to go have went into Fayetteville State, FAMU, and Howard University to get a doctorate degree, it really just shows that it doesn't matter what it is that you're going through, what it is that you've been through, but more so where it is that you want to be. And so that passion, that fire, that excitement really comes from understanding that no matter how low one may see or may feel, you still too, you too, I too, we too can still come out of that and make it, man. And so that's my passion, that's my message, that's my thrive, that's my fire.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So share with us, HBCU experience.
Absolutely.
You're smiling already.
Absolutely. Man, listen, I'm a first generation college student. I went to Fayetteville State for undergraduate. I crossed Alpha there. Left from Fayetteville State, went to get my master's at FAMU in Tallahassee, Florida, and wrapping up my doctorate at Howard University right now. And so I'm HBCU through and through. Everything around black and brown people and black and brown males and how we educate them, empower them is really my niche.
Appreciate that. So you've heard it here at the Raleigh Youth Summit. Q Derek Covington out of Fayetteville. We appreciate your time, man.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
This is Avery Proctor here with the Proctor Report, and I'm here with Ms. LaToya Montague with Communities and Schools of Wake County. How are you doing, sis?
I am great. How are you?
Doing good. So I know you guys were a sponsor here this year, and you guys had a table. What does this event mean to you?
It means a lot. I think especially since the pandemic, students really need to be out and reinvigorated and empowered to be awesome. And to see so many great images and reflections of themselves promoting this information, this content, and this pushing.
Yes.
I think it was just a great day.
I love it. I love it. What does empowerment, educate, and enlighten mean to you?
It means prosperity. And so I think that sowing starts really young. So, middle school, high school, it can't start as soon as you need it.
Right.
It has to be a slow and steady pace.
Yes.
And so if you're able to kind of educate people, then you empower them and you enlighten them to make those choices that will help their trajectory be far-reaching and successful.
I love it. So where do you guys go from here? What's the next step? What are you guys doing next?
We're going to connect with some of the vendors and see if we can find ways to connect them even further with our students, whether it's in schools or if it's in communities. We connect with students that way. And so finding them those opportunities and connecting them, because access is so important.
Yes. Y'all heard it right here on the Proctor Report.
So it's the Bro Code Show, and we're live at the Raleigh Youth Summit. We're about to speak with someone from Fayetteville, came way down from Fayetteville. Grant Bennett, how we doing?
Doing amazing. How are you?
Awesome. Tell the folks who you are, man. Tell them a little bit about your backstory.
Absolutely, man. So again, Grant Bennett. I'm the founder and executive director of the 26 Project, a nonprofit out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Here at the Raleigh Youth Summit, really by way of my older brother, Christian Gray, who runs Diverse. Currently work as a diversity strategist at Google, but really just a kid from North Carolina that genuinely loves being able to give back in this kind of way.
Can you tell the people what you're going to be speaking with you today about?
Absolutely. So I have a consulting company called Greater Balance. Greater Balance is essentially a consulting company built around connectivity, right, and the power of connectivity. So my entire workshop is around connectivity, branding, and purpose marketing.
So let's talk a little bit about your backstory.
Absolutely.
I mean, you went to Morehouse.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Morehouse.
Absolutely.
How was HBCU experience?
Man, it was the single greatest decision I ever made in my life. Not only because I went, but because of the network that I was able to build in Atlanta, right? And I think that ultimately being able to navigate any type of space authentically and genuinely allows for you to grow in ways that you probably wouldn't. So being at an HBCU, for me, being able to play sports there, like I played baseball, I was on a baseball scholarship, being able to explore myself unapologetically was probably the biggest growing period for me, and it's been a blessing.
So off camera, we had a long conversation about networking. Is that what you're speaking about today? Tell people.
Absolutely. So the idea was really to get kids to understand the power of network, the power of connectivity, the power of their purpose, and being able to see the intersection between the three and be able to bridge it, right? So that's ultimately my whole workshop.
So you're currently working at Google.
Absolutely.
Would you be at Google right now if you didn't have a network of people?
Nah, I actually got put on by my older homie. Shout out to B. Nixon. Brandon went to my high school, so we were 4 or 5 years apart in terms of age. He's 5 years older than me, but he put me in a position where he kind of told me if I did what I needed to do, he'd put me in a position to get a job at Google. And literally just through those connections, doing what I had to do at Morehouse, he was able to plug me with an internship opportunity. Obviously, I had to put the work in, but did the internship, had a full-time offer, and I've been at Google for the last 2 years.
Love it. When you hear the word empower,
yeah,
GB, what do you think of?
Agency. I think the ability to move unapologetically, the ability to truly embrace the moment, like the current, and I think that's something that people often miss, right? Trying to think too far in the future, thinking too much on the past, but it's not being at the moment. So when I think about it now, I just think about that capability.
Love it, man. Be present. So you heard it here from the Raleigh Youth Summit. Thank you for your time, and we'll talk to you later. We're here again for the second time with Keon from Fayetteville, North Carolina. So far, how's your experience been with the sessions?
My experience went good. I had 2 interviews, won the first prize, and learned more things.
So if there's one thing, so you won a prize, first of all, so that's a good thing. What's one takeaway from everything you've heard so far that you can take away and use in your personal life?
One takeaway that I learned was in order to achieve another dream, when you dream, you do your best to take the goals and achieve it. And the best way to achieve is fail a couple times and then set more goals and achieve. But you gotta achieve as first goal.
So you shared with me a couple of a pathway that you want to use after high school. Talk to about that.
After high school, I want to go to community college, be a mechanic, Get my cousin told me he likes things cut hair and also want to own our own business.
I love the entrepreneurship. So Keon, we appreciate you. We're so happy to have you here at the Youth Summit. Thank you. And we have Maurice Webb. Now Maurice is family, so let's be clear. But Maurice, why is it so important for you to be engaged with the community as you are?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank y'all so much for the opportunity to get on camera with you all. I think that it's so important because, you know, our young people, right now, we're in a change of our workforce. I'm here representing next gen workforce development. And our young people are going to need jobs, and they're going to need skills for those jobs. So I wanted to be out today just to represent our organization in that regard. But also too, man, I just love young people, man. I see myself in them. I see myself in that young 16-year-old young man who's trying to figure it out. And if I could just be here, man, to be present. I brought my girls here with me. Yeah, man, this is a dope event. So just love being here.
So how do you feel about the energy in the building so far?
Oh man, it's magnetic. It's magnetic. You know, we've been in COVID, so we've been kind of like virtual, so it's nice to see faces. I see staff members, I see other communities represented as well. So, man, this is just a great event, and I wish more people knew about it, and I hope we can keep doing it.
I love it, I love it. So, you know, me and you have had this conversation on the Proctor Report before when it comes to coming from the background, coming from foster care, and really understanding how important it is for us to be represented. What does that look like for you today?
Well, that looks like just really being positive. It looks like making sure that we get the information out so that our young people have those resources and those tools available to them. Many times in our community, we're always talking about the problem. I want to be a part of the solution. So, in doing so, just really being here to answer questions, to connect resources, to network also. This is about our kids and it's about their future. So, yeah, just represent, man.
I love it. This is Avery Proctor here with the Proctor Report, and I am here with Charlene with Write, Speak, Inspire. Okay, she is one of the keynote speakers here today, and you have an amazing story. We both have similar journeys with this adoption process. So tell everybody about yourself and what makes you, you know, amazing in this space.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can hold mine. That's great. Yes, so my name is Charlene Alice. I'm a spoken word artist, and I get to tell my story through poetry and performance, but also doing keynote presentations. So today, hosting leadership and learning opportunities, a lot of what I do, but you know, my story is unique. Like, I grew up in Brownsville Projects in Brooklyn, New York. You know, I had two parents that loved me. But you know, back in the day, parents got caught up in drugs and alcohol and made some decisions that affected my life. And so I was put in foster care and stayed in foster care for a little bit, and then was adopted. And so really become a proponent of adoption because it's just so huge. And to be honest, I never really talked about my story, like suffering through, you know, having parents with drug addictions, being molested as a child. And, you know, you kind of carry all that stuff. You don't realize how much it affects you until you're in your adulthood and you're like, wow, this stuff is catching up with me.
Exactly.
And I need to do something. So now I'm in a place now, I was like, I know that there's over 400,000 kids in foster care right now. Many of them have experienced some of the things I've experienced. And I feel like it's my responsibility to say, hey, you know what, that was your story. You're still writing it.
Exactly.
It's not where it ends. And you can take all of that and do something positive and more than just positive, something powerful with it. So that's what I'm about, and I love that I have this gift of storytelling through spoken word poetry because it just gives me a chance to do that creatively in a really dope way, in a dope space. So yeah, that's my story.
Y'all listen, y'all better follow her. Her energy is amazing. When you have walked through the ashes that we have walked through, God got so much more for us.
Come on, you're right.
And you know, it's there. What's inside of us, nobody can take away. You can,
it's true.
All the things that you've done, and all the traumatic things that happened don't define who you are. So, you know, keep inspiring, keep doing what you're doing, and you're making a difference.
If y'all want to keep following me, you can check me out, Charlene Alice Provost, but you can go to charleneprovost.com. On Instagram, it's Charlene Alice P. Yeah, stay tuned. I got like EP coming out, some fun stuff for y'all. Yes, and I'm also hosting an arts conference if y'all are in the area. So come check us out November 5th. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, I love it.
Yes. I didn't even know this, okay? So this is off the cuff, okay? Avery Proctor here with the Proctor Report. This is Avery Proctor here with the Proctor Report, and I am here with Lisa Green with Marketing with a Twist. How are you, sis?
I'm well, Ruth. Thank you.
Look, y'all, she was determined not to get on camera today. And we was like, look, you do so much behind the scenes. You are just doing your thing for the community. So tell everybody what this event means to you when it comes to community.
This event means to me just helping people, because I tell people there's no I in team. They say, well, it's a me in team. That's not understanding. Let's dissect the me in team. It's the E that holds it together. It's the effort of the naysayers that told you no and it made you go. And the efforts of your supporters that took you to the river. I beg to differ that they can't throw you in the water. They throw you in the water, you're going to either have a choice to drown forcefully or willingly by swimming to the shore and they bring you apart. So that's what community is about.
I love it. She said a word all right there together, okay? So tell us what this education, empowerment, and enlightenment. That's the whole slogan of this event. And you are a part of this event. So what does that mean to you?
Education means to me is to broaden one's future. Everybody's not meant for college, but there's a techno path. So you have to dissect those companies and take advantage, and that's what I like, leveraging their playing field. You have to leverage all your opportunities in life, whether it be your Amazons or your Targets or whatever, because we've got to understand that parents want to push kids that say, hey, you got to go to college. But sometimes the experience is beating out college these days. So if you get the experience first, then like for Amazon, they have a program they call Career Path. And if the child decided he don't want to go to college, he wants to go to Amazon, and then guess what? They might, in the course of that time, they say, I want to go to college. Guess what? Amazon pays for that college tuition. So we got to learn how to dissect and just go through that and just leverage the playing field. Kill 5 birds with 1 stone. I love it.
We're interviewing today. We're speaking with Christian Gray from Diverse Training. Now, this is not your first time here.
No, sir. This is the second time here. But first of all, I'm good to see you.
Yeah, man.
We've done a lot of stuff together in the community and Big Bro Choice, so it's just good to come back. So that's good. This is my second time here. The first one was 2019? 2019. A little larger scale, but the same purpose was the same. So it's just extremely just cool to be back, like in this space, this new building, and utilizing it.
So Christian, why is it so important? Because I follow you. I see all the work you do with the youth. Why is it so important for you to work with the youth like you do?
It's so important because if not us, like guys like you and I, who would be doing it? There has to be some sense of moral obligation, and I feel that sense of obligation to, like, why not? What else would I be doing? So to say, like, I'm not a corporate guy. So to say, I wouldn't be there. I want to be on the streets. I want to be in communities. I want to be trying to impact every day that I can.
One of the things that I really respect about your work is when you communicate with them, you're raw, you're transparent, and you're just like, oh, this is what it is. So where did that come from?
The coaching has a lot to do with it, because when you grow up in that sports world, that's the language that you hear, but more from a sense of just the reality of what most of these kids are going home through. And it's really almost used as a sign of like representation. So you have to kind of look past the realness and rawness to understand, like, he's just talking to me like my mama would talk to me at home. And I think sometimes in these settings we lose that, or we're afraid of being judged because we're in this professional setting. But that language doesn't make me any less professional. Right? That language and that approach is just allowing this individual, like, he's human just like me. He slips up like, and I want that to be heard, because we get boxed in. I think it has to look away. Like, oh, you're a basketball player, all you can do is that. So shut up and dribble is what they said. We're more than that. I'm showing you the multi-faces of what it is that who we are and what we do and what we bring to the table, regardless of my languages and as professionals of it.
So as we talk about empowering the youth, is there one takeaway that you want the people the youth that you're speaking with in your sessions to walk away with?
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway that I want them to understand is you're not a product of your environment, you're a product of your mindset. And you've heard this before, but can you be intentional about those words sticking to really understanding that my environment does not dictate my outcome? Does it put me at an advantage or a disadvantage? It absolutely could, depending on where you're at in that cycle. But when you can understand either of the two, it gives you real strength to then grow. Because I'm understanding, I do live on the south side, and this is historically what the south side is known for. Or I live on the north side, and this is historically, whether you're upper 2% or lower 2%, you create your reality. You create your outcome by pure will and love,
So the word that you said that really resonates with me is mindset. You've heard it here from Christian Gray, Diverse Training at the Raleigh Youth Summit. We appreciate you being here and being consistent in the work you do in the community.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We've got the queen in the building, Miss Lisa Green. And we have a representative from Amazon. Tell them your name.
Nareek Jones.
What do you do at Amazon?
I'm an HR business partner there.
So Amazon is part of the Raleigh Youth Summit in what capacity?
We're here supplying volunteers from the Black Employee Network and all of our other affinity group POCs at the building.
Okay, well we have the Queen, Lisa Green, in the building. We just interviewed you, but somehow Amazon got connected with Marketing with a Twist. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so Marketing with a Twist does a lot of community events. Well, her nonprofit, Stop Hunger, does a lot of community events. And so she partnered with me at first when I was the president over the Black Employee Network, when I was an area manager at Amazon. And then it's transitioned now to where she's now our community liaison, community engagement liaison. So now it's just like skyrocketed and made something bigger. So that's how we've connected to Marketing with a Twist now.
Awesome. So far we've had iPads and earbuds and everything in between, speakers that were giving us raffle prizes to the youth. As we're here to encourage them, educate them, and empower them. So what's next for Amazon and Marketing with a Twist?
Well, they have a community food distribution on their site to show them they get back to the community on October the 8th, starting at 9 o'clock. It is, anybody can come, no prerequisites. They just want to show that they care and they understand that there's no I in team, just giving back.
That's it, giving back. So what does service mean? Like, you're a young man. Like, how does the heart of service, like, that's real to me. It really is, having the heart of a servant. How did that become so important to you?
Yeah, so just thinking about how I grew up, just growing up from poverty and just seeing, what's been going through, like what people at Central went through, what my peers have gone through. Even now being in HR and working with my associates and seeing what they're going through, being able to provide and give back is just, I was like, if I have the resources, I'm gonna do it. And I don't wanna see anybody where I was. So I'm like, if I got it, I'm gonna give it. And so that's what we're doing now.
That's it. That's all about that, encouraging, empowering, educating. Well, you heard it right here, Bro Troy, Raleigh Youth Summit. Peace.
We are with Judge Dan McCullough.
Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody? I'm doing great. It's a pleasure.
So you just got done presenting. Tell us what you talked about.
So we did an amazing event, man. This is awesome. Shout outs to Chief Patterson and Broco and the Proctor Report and everybody that's here making this event possible. We talked about so many things with the youth. We talked about healthy relationships. We talked about law enforcement interaction. We talked about just goals, dreams, aspirations. We talked about what to do if you find yourself caught up in the legal system. They had great questions. We tried to impart the wisdom that we have and tell them what we see daily and just how to avoid those pitfalls.
I love it. I love it. So I was telling you and Judge Ashley off camera that it's just so amazing to see representation that look like us, black boys, to be able to see a judge in the seat. What does that mean to you?
That means the world to me. I make it my business to be out at events, to be visible and tangible to folks. Oftentimes, kids will see people in that position and say, I can't do that. And that's just not true. What I tell them when I give my presentations is, I'm a chubby little brown boy from Southeast Raleigh. And I walk these very streets. So Workdale, Chavis Heights, all those things. Those are my streets. That's where I'm from. This is home to me. So it's important that I get to see people from home and that people from home get to see me.
I love it. I love it. Y'all heard it first at the Youth Summit right here in Raleigh. Proctor Report and Broco.
And we're with Michael Ballin of the Raleigh Police Department. Michael, how we doing?
Yeah, we're doing well, doing very well.
First of all, it's good to see you again. I want to ask, why is it important to do youth summits like this in our community?
It's always important to engage youth, especially young people, because when you think about the dynamic of being an adult, and as you get older, there's always levels of engagement. Always times where you get to meet, socialize, to learn from each other. And this is just as important, especially when you're trying to bridge the gap and build some relationships. Young people from every generation are different, are inspiring, and they always want to be able to connect with the previous or the next or the up and coming generation. And so we recognize that. And we know how important it is to connect with our young people, because we know our young people are where it's at. Right? Our young people are our future. And we want to make sure that we do the best thing for them, as well as put them in the best light to get what they need to get out of life so they can make it.
So Michael, you guys brought in some powerhouse speakers this year.
Yeah, we did.
How do you feel about the day so far?
Well, man, the day was phenomenal. Everyone had a very strong message, a positive message, a message that unified, not just the, I would say, the summit, but also unified the people that were in the room, had something to connect to. Everyone from a family experience about how family and the dynamic of family can kind of, seem to be far to the left to how we can connect in our experiences in work and education. And I believe that as we're building on this, and then more young people and more of those mentors or speakers or presenters are coming, then we then get to see, I would say, a great flavor that we can kind of pass on that people like, and it's very palatable to those who are listening.
Yeah, thank you for that. So what can we look forward to with the Raleigh Police and the community?
Well, I'm sure you know already, with this new chief that we have, man, she's very big into community, not to take away from any previous chief, because everyone has their vision and drive and how they do their work. But she simplified things when she got here, thinking about her pillars. And her pillars are her foundation. Just like any building that you see that have pillars, and you see those pillars holding up that large structure. And for her, one of her pillars, which are not competing, is community engagement. She believes community engagement is very important. She understands that when you talk about connecting with people, connecting the police department with those marginalized communities, this is where it is. You have to be out there. You cannot know how much people care about you unless you're down where people are and you can connect with people. And then on the opposite end of that, but on the same spectrum, people don't know how much you care about them until where they can connect back with you, because at times you can feel like you're so far off. Yeah. If it's across town in a neighborhood that you never or rarely see, or that you're always, I would say, inundated with officers, and it's a kind of a negative thing because they're working, we need to have more positive interactions, because we know and understand that people need people. And that's why we do this, and that's what we can look forward to in the future. Not just to have this one as something that is a fleeting one because we had one 3 years ago. This is the cornerstone, building the cornerstone on how we're going to do things in the future, and they get bigger and better, because the goal is not just doing this once a year, but establishing great relationships and connections, so that when that summit is up, that we're still working together outside that summit, and we still have those connections.
Yeah. So you've heard it here with Michael Ballin from the Raleigh Police Department, that they're serious about the community engagement. Shout out to Chief Patterson and all the love she's bringing to the community. Thank you.
This is A. Proctor here with the Proctor Report and the Broco. I'm here with Judge Ashley. How are you doing, sis?
I am well. We are having a blast here at the Raleigh Summit with our youth. It has just been so impactful. Just finished up 2 workshops with my brother on the bench, Judge Damian McCullers. We had an amazing time just imparting wisdom on the students, but also making sure that they got to see representation. It is so important for them to see individuals that look like them. That's why we do this. Sure, it's our 9 to 5, but this weekend and at night, anytime that we have an opportunity to talk to our youth, we're going to take advantage of that. So we're just grateful to Chief Patterson, her entire team, for having us out here today to spend this time and spend this Saturday morning with our kids.
I love it. Y'all, it's amazing to be able to see a judge that looks like we look. You know what I'm saying? It's not normal. It's not like we grew up seeing judges that look like us. So to be able to see that is amazing. So I want to commend you for what you do for our community and on the bench.
Thank you.
Okay. So what does this event mean to you?
Oh my gosh, it means everything. I mean, when we talk about, like I said, imparting that wisdom on our kids, like, right, so like you said, that representation piece, but also the fact that we get to educate them on, our session was called A View from the Bench, right? So that was us having the opportunity to talk to them about interacting with a police officer, relationships, not sending nude photos, and how things can end you up in court, right? Having healthy boundaries with individuals. We actually did like an officer kind of display piece where we had them sit in the chair and the officer's coming up, how do you need to act, making sure that you comply and then complain. So we really had a great opportunity to have a dialogue with the kids. They were asking amazing questions, but the main thing is, because we see this every single day, we want to make sure they do not end up in our situation or in front of us, but we also want to encourage them to pursue opportunities in the legal profession. You don't have to be a lawyer or a judge. You can be an officer, you can be a probation officer, you can be a clerk. There are so many areas that we need to infiltrate, because we are the ones who are in the system, right? And we need to make sure we're having good people in position, and we want to continue to encourage that.
I love it. Listen.
So Judge Ashley, one last thing. Every time I'm at an event, you're there. How do you find the time to do all the work in the community? You're always at events.
I mean, I find it as part of my purpose, right? Like I said to God, if you gave me this platform, I'm going to do the most that I can with it for whatever time that I've been given. And I think that it's important to make sure that I'm educating our youth, educating the profession about the issues of racism and sexism within the legal profession. I'm going to do Ashley's little bitty part to make sure that I'm making a big difference, because I truly believe that if you want to see the change, you need to be the change. And so that is why I will take any opportunity that I can to be here and to be present for our youth, to let them know that they can do the same thing that I'm doing every day, and that they have that same opportunity, and that the sky's the limit.
Thank you, Judge Ashley. It's Cornelius from the Bro Code Show. You heard it here. Thank you.
We wanted to get some inside scoop from those that were putting it together through Raleigh Police Department. So tell me, what's your name?
My name is Bobby Latour.
What do you do here, Bobby? What do you do here for the city?
So I'm a lieutenant with the police department in the investigative division.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we're wrapping up the Youth Summit here for 2022. Having been here since 2019, you were one of the individuals that helped spearhead this and lead a team to make this amazing event happen. So first, on behalf of the city of Raleigh and all of the youth, especially the youth, because that is our circle of life. That's why we do what we do, man. So I want to say thank you.
Absolutely.
But we have to know, like, why are events like this important for the youth of today?
Yeah, so from the police department standpoint, one, we're looking to build relationships with kids. You know, we've come through a few years here in this country where the relationship between the community and the police has been strained. And so events like this help us to build that rapport back with them. One of the things that we're trying to do with our unit, which one of the units that I supervise is the Youth Services Unit. And so traditionally we've done in law enforcement what I call one-offs. So you have a one-day event, you do summer camps, and we don't do any follow-up. And so what we're looking to do is build relationships to be able to mentor kids throughout the year. And so we're using this Youth Summit as the kickoff for that, and then we want to continue these relationships throughout the year so that we're able to pour into these kids to be able to change trajectories of some of their lives. And so we recognize not all of us in life get the same advantages. Not all of us have the same opportunities. But all of us are given by God different talents, but we all have talents. And so it's important for these kids to be able to identify the talents that they have and then be able to be put in contact with resources that can help them achieve goals that they have in their lives. And so that's the reason that we do this event.
E3, so we want to encourage, educate, and empower. What do you hope that kids take away from this event from that E3 perspective?
So, you know, Eric Goodwin, a friend of yours, unfortunately was not able to be with this, but one of the things that he talks about is being able to convey to these kids that they have a place at the table of life. And so there is something for each and every one of us in life in this country that we live in to be able to plug ourselves into and to thrive. And so we want to help them be able to identify that, right? Educate them. What is it that you can do good at? Empower them. Give them opportunities in the community, resources that will help them. And then they're given the desire and they thrive with it. They move forward with it and then they pursue it. And again, like we said earlier, I don't want it to be a one-off. We want to be able to keep it up, right? Because you come out of this event, you're going to be on a high. That's right. Well, eventually you're going to have to start coming down on a steady decline a little bit. And so that's what we want to be there in the Youth Services Unit, so we can continue to help them. We continue to encourage them, continue to empower them, and then continue to build these relationships with different partners in the community so that they can reach these goals.
Absolutely. Community driven, right? So how can educators, how can adults, how can other loving individuals in these kids' life continue to layer some of these information? Like, what can we do to continue to empower them as adults until the next event, right? To continue that momentum.
Yeah, you know, for me, I come at it from a religious perspective, personally. Right? So, to me, you have to get your heart right. You get these kids' heart right and surrounded by good individuals that are good influences on them. Then that helps them, right? For moms and dads to recognize that they have to be involved in their kids' lives. And that's something that we're going to be working towards as well in the Youth Service Unit, is to try to help empower parents, right? Sometimes moms and dads need help. They got kids that are struggling with stress. They've got kids that are struggling with depression. They've got financial issues. And so as a police department, we're trying to come alongside with them as well and empower them so that the parents can help the kids pursue these goals.
Yeah, get them in the right direction, right?
Correct.
Yeah. You heard it right here from the Raleigh Youth Summit 2022. It's your boy, Bro Troy, Raleigh Police Department. Until the next time, peace.
Hey guys, this is Avery Proctor with the Proctor Report, and I am here with the Bro Code and Lauren from Civic. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Yes, they are one of the sponsors. Kurt.
Yes, Lauren. So we would love to hear why it's important for Civic to be here as a strategic partner.
Yes, so we are here to support our youth, obviously, but more importantly, to make sure that they are set up for financial success. We do a really great job of teaching our kids how to make money, but we don't teach them what to do with the money and how money actually works. So that's why we're here to help them succeed in their future.
And so, Lauren, second question, you're going to actually be presenting.
I am
So what are
presenting.
a couple of things that you may share?
We are presenting on personal finance and personal finance 101 to make sure kids understand about taxes and how taxes work and they're taken out, how to set up a budget, how your cash flow and how it works. So all those nice things.
That's awesome. So, Lauren, thank you, and thank Civic for supporting the youth and helping with financial literacy. So,
We're excited to be here. Thank you.
It's a heck of a day, I'm here with Ramaz. You spent the whole day here, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell me something that you got from this event.
I went to the lip balm place and I have started my own business.
Oh, okay.
And some very useful stuff that I've gotten from the staff is that you should be independent. Okay. So you should never give up and always try your best.
That's good stuff, Ramaz. Now, tell me, what is the business that you started?
I have started a business that has lotions and lip balms and lipsticks.
Okay. What's the name of the business?
It is called Love's Kiss.
Love's Kiss. That's a wonderful name. Now, how can the people find out more about your business, get in touch with you, and purchase some of your magnificent products?
Y'all can go to www.loveskiss.com.
www.loveskiss.com. You heard it right here. We have a successful entrepreneur, Ramaz. I'm glad you could share that testimony with us. I'm here with my man Nate.
What's up? What's going on?
I'm doing well, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Now, you were here for the whole event, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what did you learn from today's experiences?
Today, I learned to basically give empowerment and give encouragement and to everybody that you basically know, and also to people that you don't know, so that they can reach their goals and or spread that encouragement and empowerment to anybody else that they know that's having a bad time.
That's what's up, empowerment. That's a real big word, man. What would you say was your favorite part of the event today?
Today, my favorite part, to be honest, was kind of the day party.
Day party. Now, I saw you dancing out there. You got a little move, man. Hey, now, I also saw you won a nice little watch as a parting gift here.
Yes, sir.
An Apple Watch, just for coming and experiencing today's events. Is there anything that you would have changed as we think about making this thing bigger and better for next year?
I don't really think so. I think this is honestly good right now.
Okay.
But if I had to change anything about the party for today, I would honestly say more events like this, like more like giveaways of stuff.
Okay.
Except for the prices, make it like going from least expensive to most expensive.
I like it. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming by and dropping some words of wisdom. Broco Show.
We are at the end of the Youth Summit now and really getting some feedback of how the event went. So please tell us your name.
My name's Leanna.
Leanna, you've been here all day, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So we are in the day party. You can probably hear the music in the background. DJ is rocking it out. So a full day, 8 hours. This was a work day. So please tell me, man, what are some things that you took away from the experience?
So I started out the day really nice. We got to get his talk from the guest speaker, and he really related to me, so it really helped me. I learned a lot about how if I want to be great, I have to surround myself with great people and people who are going to push me to do my best, and also like how to control myself, like when getting pulled over, I think. How to keep myself composed and talk in a respectful manner, and I met a lot of new people, and I feel like it's a great way to collaborate with the community.
Yeah, indeed. One, thank you for sharing. Like your voice is your most powerful weapon. We talked about that. The way you use it and its value is determined by how you use it. So events like this, we want to hear from you. Like, what makes this better? As a young person, what can we add to an event like this to make it even better next year?
I would just say bringing more youth in. The more there is, the better it gets. So.
Yeah. What would it look like for a young person like yourself to be a speaker? What do you think about that?
I would love it.
Absolutely, man. We're right here, Bro Troy, with the Youth Summit. We're wrapping it up. Till the next time.
And we're live here at the end of the Raleigh Summit, and we have one of the parents here. Drew, we want to know, you dropped your child off here at the Youth Summit. Why was it important for you to do that?
Well, I'm trying to show him that's a different way that you're going through life, you know what I'm saying? All police ain't bad, and I just want him to see more positive stuff, because you see a negative every day, school, in the community, whatever. So I just want him to get a different side of everything.
Did he seem like, have you talked to him, does it seem like he enjoyed the experience? I mean, you've been watching what the kid's been doing. What do you think?
I've been watching. I haven't talked to him yet, but from the things I've seen, it looked like he enjoyed himself. And I appreciate the people who have put it together for doing this for the kids in our community.
So next year, would you be willing to drop your son off again and maybe bring some other kids?
Yeah, both of them coming next year.
Okay. Thank you. You've heard it here at the Raleigh Youth Summit. Thank you.
What's up, good people? We are wrapping this thing up. We are right here at the Youth Summit here in Raleigh. We are at Chavis Memorial Park. We just finished a dance contest, but we got a young lady right here that won the prize of all prizes, an Apple MacBook. Tell us your name.
Jade.
Jade, what school you go to?
Clayton High School.
Okay, you out there in Clayton. So what's good? What's next? After you leave Clayton High School, what's next for your journey?
So I have two schools looking at me for rugby, not Princeton, Queens and Clemson, but I want to go be a dental hygienist or a dental assistant.
I love it, I love it. So we've been here all day. From 8 a.m. it's going on 5 o'clock now. We have been encouraging, educating, and empowering all day. Tell me something that you took away from this day to help you on your next level.
So I was in a session with GB, and then he was telling me to never give up on myself and always pursuing my dreams, because where he came from, he made it all the way to being tech support at Google, and so I want to be like him one day. And always support my dreams and support me.
And you will be like him. We're gonna change our language, but let's get to this right here, because you got a MacBook that you're holding. I heard that we had a dance contest and you did a backflip to win this. Tell us, how does it feel to win that MacBook?
It feels good. I was gonna buy myself one for Christmas because I need it for school. This is the only reason I wanted it, because I need it for school, and because my other computer is broken. So I had to pull out all the skills I have for this because I need it for school. School is everything to me.
Indeed. Well, we are right here. We're wrapping this thing up. I want to say thank you to you. I want to thank you for bringing the energy. Thank you for coming out on a Saturday, and we look forward to you as a dental hygienist.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Indeed. Bro Troy, Youth Summit. Peace.